How many of you guys would be upset if Lucci became a Straw Hat? I don't think he ever will. I'm just gonna throw this out there as a meme question to see how many people this would upset. Here, I'm gonna start a poll. If Lucci was a Straw Hat, would you be mad? I don't think he should be. I would want to know what you guys think of that. Imagine. It would never happen. I don't think it would ever happen. I think the best that would happen with Lucci is like he realizes the world government sucks and he breaks off from them, but he does his own like solo thing. You know that this is the thing though, right? Because like Lucci, so this is for me, Lucci as a Straw Hat, while I don't think it's gonna happen, I think it's less upsetting than the idea of, let's say, Caesar becoming a Straw Hat, right? Because Caesar is genuinely a piece of shit, and he did like some really awful things in the story to like children, and like he's a villain of an entire arc single-handedly. While Lucci is the villain of Enies Lobby, in reality, Lucci was not acting on his own orders. He was just like Kizaru put it, cog in the machine. Lucci was enacting his sense of justice, and he believed that Nico Robin posed a genuine danger to the world. He drank the Kool-Aid from the world government, right? Lucci drank the Kool-Aid. He believed that Robin is a danger to the world, and he needed to stop her. He needed to kill her and capture her in order to save the world from imminent danger. That's his sense of justice. I'm just saying, it's a little bit different, right? Like, it's not the same exact thing. Do I think he's going to be on the Straw Hats? No. I could see a scenario where the former Cypher Pole agents form a fleet, a ship in the Straw Hat fleet. I think that would be fun. I think that'd be really fun. Lucci redeemed? Yes, possible. Lucci sleeping on the Sunny? No. I think Lucci, Kaku, I think all the people in Cypher Pole have not been made too severe of villains for them to be irredeemable. Yes, they're murderers, right? But that doesn't really mean shit, because like you could argue that for a lot of characters. You could argue that Zoro was a murderer too, right? Zoro has killed people. That doesn't really mean much. It's why they're murdering people. And as far as I can tell, all of Cypher Pole were just taking orders and doing their job as Cypher Pole agents. They weren't like, they didn't have some deep inner evil beliefs. I don't know. Maybe some of them. I just feel like they are redeemable. After what we've seen on Egghead with Lucci like working together side by side with Luffy. And then there was that moment at Marijois, right? With Vivi and like Vivi trying to escape. It makes you think, right? Like, it makes you really think. People, like, have no problem with, like, hyping up Kid or, like, seeing Kid as, like, not a bad guy or an evil guy. But Kid killed people. Like, he killed people over, like, minor things. He was willing to, like, murder all of Shanks' Grand Fleet. And then people were, like, upset when he got one-shot by Shanks. Reality is, like, in the pirates' world, if you become a pirate, you accept that you can get killed. You can die. That's part of a pirate's life. Luffy, from the very chapter that Luffy was in the cage with Buggy and Nami Nami was like forced to light the cannonball, and then she looked at Luffy and Luffy was like, well, this is what you get for fucking with pirates. That's what it is. That's all this is. Luffy on the execution stand. Well, I'm dead. That's the life they're exposed to. So unless these characters like truly have some awful irredeemable beliefs, I could see a world in which they drop their affiliation with the world government. So I'm gonna end the poll. It looks like most people would be mad. That's pretty funny. But yeah, I think it's just a fun little thing to think about. I'm not trying to apologize for Lucci here. And we had this with multiple One Piece villains in the past. We had Crocodile. Crocodile has changed a lot since Alabasta. And you gotta also put in perspective, it's been a very long time, not only in the One Piece world, but in the manga. It's been a long time since Enies Lobby. Oda gave Crocodile like a solid 3-4 arcs before he brought him back into the story, and then started to do some things with his character, add some depth, change his character around, even though Crocodile was also a horrible person who was ready to cause the deaths of tons of people. Remember, he did put that bomb in the clock tower. You know, Crocodile's not a good dude. But I think we've come around on him a little bit more over the course of the story, because he is shown to have some depth, some layers to him. He's not just comically evil. And I think in the same sense, maybe it's been long enough that I think we can maybe add some depth to these characters. I would love to see a world in which all these cool characters from CP0 who already lost to Luffy once, I would like for by the end of this, instead of fighting with Luffy, yeah, they use this as an opportunity to maybe learn from him. Maybe their values change. I would love to see an independent Lucci that isn't just following orders. I want to know what this guy would do on his own. Doesn't that interest anyone else? Straw Hat conversation aside, because it's not going to happen. Don't you want to see what type of decisions Rob Lucci would make on his own when he's not being given orders? I want to see that. I want to know what this guy would do when he doesn't have a boss telling him what to do, and what his values would be, what he would protect. We saw in the Cypher Pole cover story when they protected their like home base on that island. You know, they have a lot of personal attachment to their home, to each other as like members of a team. I think it would be interesting to see what this guy's values truly are. Lucci likes to follow orders. He's a killer, and following orders allows him to do just that. Yeah, but you know what the thing is with that, Poppy? We're starting to see that he doesn't like to follow these orders anymore. Right? Like, we're starting to see that it's not so clear-cut with him as we used to think. And that's what's gotten the noggin jogging here. I'm like starting to think, you know, is there more to this guy than just being like an evil, cold killer assassin? All these Cypher Pole agents have clearly been working together with the Straw Hat crew. You know, let's find out what we... Oh, no!